For years, Justin and Wong stood as the undisputed king of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. 7 EVO championships, godlike defense, and a clutch factor, affectionately named Wong Factor, that turned impossible situations into legendary comebacks. But when the era of Marvel 3 began, something changed. The game was faster, more chaotic, new players emerged with devastating new strategies, and then for the first time in his career, the EVO title stopped coming. His reign, it seemed, had ended, until EVO 2014, when the king made his return. How did a low-tier team, an old legend, and years of heartbreak come together to write the perfect comeback story? To understand Justin Wong's redemption, you have to understand what he lost. From 2002 to 2009, Justin didn't just play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, he owned it. 7 EVO championships, countless majors, and a win rate that bordered on the supernatural. His style was methodical perfection. While other players went for flashy combos and risky resets, Justin mastered the fundamentals. His blocking was legendary, his spacing immaculate. He turned defense into an art form, waiting for the perfect moment to strike back. His Wong factor was stuff of legends, making even the most seasoned opponent fearful and mistake prone. But Marvel vs. Capcom 3 changed everything. Released in 2011, Marvel 3 was chaos incarnate. It had touch of death combos, X-Factor comebacks that could end a match in seconds, and wildly varying teams. The measured defensive style that made Justin a king in Marvel 2, it felt almost obsolete overnight. Justin was still good, still a threat, but for the first time in nearly a decade, he wasn't the champion. And there was one player who seemed to embody everything that had changed about Marvel. Chris Gonzalez, aka ChrisG. If Justin Wong represented Marvel's past, ChrisG was his ruthless future. His weapon of choice, Mora Doom. Morgan on point, Dr. Doom on missiles, and Virgil waiting in the back. On paper, it looked like any other team, with a strong point character, a good assist, and a good anchor. But in practice, it was systematic oppression. Morgan would fill the screen with soul fists, endless streams of projectiles that chipped away at your health and your sanity. Every soul fist built meter, and every blocked one pushed you further into the corner, slowly eating away at your health. And when you finally tried to approach, well, Doom missiles locked you down, creating a prison of metal and energy. If you somehow survived all of that and killed Morgan, Virgil was waiting with enough meteor and X-Factor to delete your entire team in a matter of seconds. It wasn't just strong, it was suffocating. And Justin Wong, the master of patience and defense, found himself repeatedly crushed by this wall of projectiles and pressure. EVO 2012, lost to ChrisG. CEO 2013, lost to ChrisG. Capcom Cup 2013, lost to ChrisG. SoCal Regionals, East Coast Throwdown, Texas Showdown. The pattern was becoming undeniable. When the bracket narrowed and the stakes rose highest, ChrisG was Justin's wall. The community began to whisper. Maybe Justin's time had passed. Maybe the new generation had simply surpassed the old king. But Justin had other plans. Wolverine Storm Akuma. In a game dominated by top-tier teams and crushing strategies, Justin Wong made a choice that baffled the community. Not one, but 2 characters the tier list had written off. Wolverine was respectable. Top-tier rushdown with blazing speed and devastating mix-ups. He had an amazing dive kick that led to a full combo, and it came down at an angle that is brutal in Marvel 3. Combined with his speed, it allowed for a disgustingly good high-low mix-up game. He could go low, he could go for an instant overhead, and sometimes he would just beat you out cleanly with a dive kick, causing your character to ground bounce and die. But the other 2? Well, Storm had been the queen of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but in Marvel 3, she was considered mid-tier at best. Her damage output was mediocre, her mix-up options were limited, she had pretty terrible projectiles, and in a game where characters could kill you off a single touch, Storm felt, well, gentle. Her solo damage was abysmal, her assists were nothing special, and she struggled to keep up with any of the top tier, even with assists behind her. And Akuma? An absolutely amazing assist for sure. His Tatsu assist could lock opponents down for devastating pressure, but as an anchor, the character you relied on when everything went wrong, he was paper thin, dying to combos that other anchors could survive. On top of having a pretty predictable movement and short stubby normals, it became difficult to open opponents up. He had mediocre mix-ups, relying on a slow overhead and cross-up Tatsus, catching opponents sleeping to land his hits. The community didn't understand. Why would Justin, a player who understood the meta better than almost anyone else, choose these characters? The answer was not in their individual strength, but in something deeper. Synergy. Wolverine's Drillclaw super could DHC seamlessly into Storm's Hailstorm, creating guaranteed damage and positioning. Akuma's Tatsu assist didn't just lock opponents down, it created the perfect setup for Wolverine's mix-up situations and Storm's air approach angles. And while not considered top tier, each character had some unique strengths to them that other characters couldn't replicate. Storm had strong movement abilities, from an 8-way air dash to a float mechanic that allowed her to stay in the air for an extended period of time. With the ability to fly as well, she had complete control of where she wanted to be on the screen at any time. Akuma, on the other hand, had ways to escape a lot of situations other characters couldn't. From a teleport to invincible shoryukens, it became difficult to put autopilot pressure onto him. His demon flip and air fireballs also made it difficult for opponents to catch him if he decided to run away. But more than synergy, Justin chose familiarity. These were characters he understood inside and out, characters whose movement he had mastered, whose limitations he could work around. And in a game of crushing projectiles and touch of death combos, Justin was betting on something that tier lists couldn't measure: trust in his team, trust in his fundamentals, and trust in his reads. But more importantly, trust that when the moment came, he would know exactly what to do. July 2014, Las Vegas, the biggest fighting game tournament in the world, and Justin Wong was hungry. The early rounds of the tournament showed flashes of the old Justin. Clean play, perfect spacing, Wong factor, but the real test would come later when the brackets narrowed and the Titans emerged. Round after round, Justin dismantled his opponents with surgical precision. No wasted movement, no unnecessary risks. The fundamentals that made him a legend in Marvel 2 were translating beautifully to his team's synergistic approach. But everyone knew where this path led: Grand Finals, and waiting there, as inevitable as gravity, was ChrisG.
Justin's the only one that's been here before, and Justin knows the value of winner's bracket position.
ChrisG had cemented himself as the best Marvel 3 player at this point. His Morridoom shell was disgustingly good. He had systematically defeated legends of the game, including EVO winners, to get back to Grand Finals. Marn, Flocker, Ray Ray, and F-Champ all fell to him. But this time, Justin had a surprise for Chris. Instead of his normal team of Wolverine on point, he swapped a Storm on point. This was a huge risk, as one of the major ways players had tried to beat ChrisG at this point was at the opening 99-second mix-up, which Wolverine was one of the best at. The match starts, and we immediately see why he swapped. The extra aerial mobility from Storm allows him to move around the fireballs that ChrisG wants to put up. He lands a hit, and immediately snaps in Virgil. Without the threat of Virgil, the comeback factor of ChrisG falls off tremendously.
Nice block!
Block! That awareness!
He stops Justin's mix-up onslaught and gets to start his own game. While known for his Morridoom shell, what made Chris so good was actually his Virgil Doom shell. He's able to fully utilize Virgil and his absurd normals to keep you locked down as Doom missiles fill in the gaps. Chris tries to put on the spiral swords, but Justin knows this matchup and catches him with Storm Super.
For the next catch. No Gucci belt here.
ChrisG decides to raw tag Morgan back in, catching Justin off guard. Justin then lands a great opening onto Morgan and snaps her out before the Doom missiles can hit him.
Points the missiles, goes right at him, up, down, and it's the low this time.
Oh my God, will he put the first nail in the coffin? Will he put the first nail in the coffin? Freeze! All right, Virgil down.
Now that Virgil's out of the way, he tags Wolverine back in to try and put pressure onto Doom. ChrisG smartly flies to the top of the screen so he can use DHC to get Morgan in safely, but Justin slides between fireballs and grabs her, immediately popping X-Factor to kill the problem. Justin just has to play his signature patient style now, as ChrisG only has Doom left. He attempts to use TAC to land an infinite to win the game, but ChrisG guesses correctly, giving him another chance. ChrisG is scouting for any assist caller openings, but Justin won't give him one. To kill the X-Factor time, Justin flies to the top of the screen and supers Wolverine. He uses a DHC into Hailstorm to cover his storm coming in, and Chris tries to punish, but he misses the foot dive.
Dive on the screen, avoids the dive, or the hail, went for the dive, he gambled, he bet it. He needed to come back, really needed to make the comeback happen.
Justin Wong, nail number 1.
ChrisG is trying his hardest to start his game the next round, placing fireballs and trying to stop Storm from moving. But Justin is moving with surgical accuracy, putting himself exactly where he can be safe.
I see the advantages here.
Chris finally gets his astral vision going, but Justin again is able to drain the time and get back to a neutral position. Justin continues to use Hailstorm to chip down Morgan and put her on life support. Chris knows he needs to keep Morgan safe, so he raw tags in Virgil, not afraid of him getting hit because he won't die to a solo Storm with no meter.
Looking good right now, but his resources are looking slim. No meters on deck. Wow, bad tag.
Wrong factor. Oh, he went for the tag.
With swords activated, Chris gets to be on the offensive now. Storm can really struggle against Virgil, especially when he has meter. He lands a grab, and Chris mashes down Doom missiles, hoping one of them will hit Storm and put her in block stun. But Justin again reads this, and Doom gets hit by Akuma, getting dragged across the screen into a Hailstorm. With no Doom, ChrisG has to do something to swing the momentum back, and a straight hit from swords allows him to pop X-Factor and begin what Virgil does best: kill characters.
He didn't want.
And ChrisG right now in a good position.
He brings Morgan back in with Astral Vision, trying to land anything, but Justin again turtles up. He tries to DHC with Akuma's Beam Super to hit Morgan, but Chris uses his amazing reactions to use his invincible Shadow Serpent Super to stay safe.
Like it. Oh, but the shockwave.
With no resources on either side, it comes down to raw fundamentals, each player trying to bait the other one into a mistake. Justin risks his life and launches Virgil on an assist call, but can't follow up. Astral Vision comes out, and Akuma does everything he can to try and escape. He comes within an inch of his life and risks the raw tag into Wolverine at a perfect time. With a fireball coming from Chris, he can't punish. The time is dwindling down with pixels separating them.
I think Justin got it. Who got it? Justin Wong!
Oh my God.
The next round starts almost the same, but Justin notices Doom come out and hailstorms immediately, trading Doom's life for Chris to be able to Astral Vision. He flies to the top of the screen, but Chris is waiting for him as he falls. He breaks the TAC, but Chris again opens him up. For the first time in the set, Chris has a major advantage. Astral Vision rains fireballs down on a Wolverine, with Doom missiles making it almost impossible to penetrate. Wolverine gets ping-ponged around the screen, and Justin is forced to get him out with a DHC. Chris punishes this hard, popping X-Factor and killing Akuma. He tries to X-Factor, but a stray fireball finds him, and Chris is on the board. Justin is flying around the screen now, messing up Chris's fireball inputs and pushing him into the corner. An air grab allows Astral Vision to come out, but Justin is patient, surviving until the clone runs out. Justin then sees a small opening. With a dash up, he catches Morgan with a raw launcher, and with 2 bars, gets Morgan on life support. With the momentum, Justin doesn't let up, catching Doom but can't kill him. Virgil gets to come out to play now, and Chris attempts to open Justin up. Justin puts Virgil into block stun with a berserker charge. Not wanting to eat the mix-up, Chris X-Factors. After an intense exchange, Virgil gets to go for a mix-up on Storm, with Justin narrowly escaping. With an Akuma assist call, Justin does this.
Very fortunate day for Justin. He went for the legs again!
X-Factor!
Oh my God, are we crowning a new champion here?
I think this might be it, guys.
As the king returns, as the Marvel God has returned to his throne.
I think we're gonna see it. The return
Hold on.
of the king.
I'm not even gonna knock it yet. I'm not even gonna. Oh my God! Justin takes it!
While the community obsessed over tier lists and optimal strategies, Justin had chosen something more fundamental, a team he truly understood. The lesson was clear. You don't need the best team. You need the right team for you. EVO 2014 will be Justin Wong's final major championship in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but he didn't need more than one. Justin had proven something that few competitors ever achieve, mastery across generations. He'd entered the tournament as a former king, trying to reclaim his throne, but he left as something more. The greatest Marvel player of all time, with championships in 2 different eras proving his legacy. Let me know down below what your favorite Justin Wong moment is, and also let me know what weird team you enjoy playing or watching in Marvel. Until next time.